Morning all, morning all. How the devil are we on this Thursday morning? Hopefully a lot better at about, 10 last night? Wolves 2, Arsenal 2. Is it happening again? Is it all going wrong for them? 2 draws. What do you think? Is it a good time now to catch Arsenal? We get stuck in, have a right go at them. We've seen Brentford do it. We've seen Wolves grab a last-minute point last night. Surely it lifts us a little bit, gives us a bit of hope, because we can't be that bad, surely. We can't be that bad. So let's say welcome to everyone in this morning. Nice to see you all. As usual, let's say a few hellos and get into the comments. Big up to Scotty. Morning, mate. Hope you're good, mate. Hope you're good. And he says, yeah, great result seeing Wolves come back to a draw. It didn't never look like it, mate, did it? It never looked like it, really, but they nicked the draw at the end. And fair play to them. Fair play. It's another 2 points the Gooners have dropped. 2 points against Brentford. I think they've played a game more. And they've still got City to play, amongst others. So, you can look at it 2 ways. Is it? It's a good time to play them because they're that old word, bottling it a bit. Or, like Wembley says further down here, I'm not sure last night's result was necessarily good news for us heading towards Sunday. It's probably poked the bear. Listen, that they're the best team so far, aren't they? Everyone drops points at times. But what I will say is big up to you, Wembers. What I will say to you is I went into a few of the fan channels last night. They're in meltdown. Absolute meltdown. It's all over. City have won it now. Our bums fell out as usual. And so on and so forth. So, we can have a chat about it this morning. See how you feel. Have you been given a bit of, I suppose, renewed hope as such for fans that thought we was going to get battered at the weekend? I'll put up a 1-1 before last night. I think that's where we're going with it. Obviously, if we win, I'll be glad to be wrong. But I think it just sort of gives I don't know, but it gives people a G up, I suppose. Who's this geezer? Oh dear, must be me. Happy days. Big up to you, Steve. Big up to you, mate. There you go. We'll talk about it. Mario's in. Big up, Mario. Hope all is well. What a beautiful morning. Now let's go do our effing job. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. They're stuttering, aren't they, at the end of the day? They are stuttering a little bit. Brentford could have beat them. Wolves nicked it last night, got that point last night. So, they've lost 4 points and more over the last few weeks. And like I say, it's you'd never believe they're still top of the league because the meltdown was mad last night. I just sort of flicked through different ones for half hour and unbelievable. Falcon's in. Big up to you, the Falcon. He says City to beat Newcastle. Then we turn Arsenal over Sunday to help us and Pep. Lovely jubbly. Look, the game on Sunday now, it's almost a two-way thing, isn't it? If we can go and win the game, 3 points, drags us a little bit away, takes another 3 points off of them. If we beat them on Sunday, City are in control, aren't they? And I bet they didn't thought they was going to get another chance like this. But we'll see. Big up, Rodders. Rodders is in as usual. Big up to you, Rod. Say me eye there. Mario. Banter aside, let's forget about them. It is all about us, mate. It is all about us, but you got to have a bit of a wind-up, Mario, haven't you? You got to have a little bit of a wind-up because when the boot's been on the other foot all season, that's all I've listened to, Arsenal bantering us. So you got to give a little bit back, mate. For me, anyway, for me. But yeah, you are right. It is about us at the weekend and what we do. Excuse me. Big up, Mario. Marianne says, good morning, Cooking, all in the chat. I hope you're all well. Yes. I think it's allotment day today. While the rain's holding off, I think the missus has got plans for me. So I'll try and stretch it for a bit, but I don't think it'll be a mega one this morning as much as I would like to. Big up, Logan. Hope you're well, mate. Top bloke. Nigel's in, morning cookie and chat. Just grabbing me Greg's sausage rolls before I start. Smash those likes. Oh, absolutely. Get into it. Smash those likes. Hit that subscribe, hype and comment, as they say. Cheers, Nige. Kate's in. Good morning, handsome, she says. Yeah, I've had a shave this morning as well. Still ain't sorted me barnet out yet, but I'll get that. Joe's in. Croatian correspondent. How are you, Joe? Howdy, everyone. Please have a look at Lee Judges totally raging on AFTV after that lovely draw they had. Prime AFTV is back from a few years ago. Oh, dear. Gunner weren't happy last night either. He weren't happy last night. All his boys in there, Kenny, Jez, all that lot. They were fuming. It is what it is. Big up, Joe. Logan says Wolves' first goal was quality. I was streaming, to be honest with you, mate. I did a bit on here and jumped on the Danalyst last night as well. He did a impromptu show, so we jumped on there for an hour as well last night, getting it out there. Why not indeed? Dominic says, good morning, the two marks. Good morning, fellow sufferers. Or dare you, fellas, or something like that. Big up, Dominic. Finn's in, morning cookie. Not only is it a relegation battle and a North London derby Sunday, but ultimately it could play out that Spurs are the team that stops the Gooners from winning the league. No more incentive needed. Absolutely. Yep. Spot on, Finn. Spot on. I feel like just because of the results they're getting, it just gives me a lift for the weekend, as long as our players have the right attitude. Get stuck into them, press them, run them down. We know they don't like it. We know they don't like opposing players running at them with the ball. They don't like it. They don't like being pressured, but they're very good at other stuff. Very good at other stuff. So we have to contain that at the end of the day and do our thing. Steve says their players were actually losing their heads after the game. Arteta literally blamed his players after the game in his post-match interview. Have a look when you can. Yeah, I haven't seen that yet, Steve, but I've got no doubt throughout the day I'll catch up on stuff, fella. But yeah, it looks like it's you'd think they was in our position, to be fair. I mean, I know they've drawn, to a bottom of the table team, and it is what it is. You don't just win every game, and it just proved last night that with a bit of gumption, a bit of fight, a bit of galvanisation, that you can score against this Arsenal team. It can be done. It can be done. This is the team that don't concede any goals, but all of a sudden they're conceding to Brentford. They're conceding 2 to Wolves last night. So, let's see our lads have the right approach, shall I say. Have the right approach. Don't let them settle. Don't let them do anything. Don't let the quality that they've got shine. Because they have got quality. There's no point sitting here saying they're shit, because they're not, are they? But they're going through a tough time at the moment, and we have to jump on it. Don't let them be comfortable on Sunday, because you let them get back into their rhythm again, and it's all like away you go again. So let's just shut them down, press them, and everything else. May the force be with you, says Lee Payne, and to you as always, Lee. Good to see you, mate. Ellie's in. Big up, Ellie. I just watched Arteta's post-match. He's honest, but his words will hurt his players as he threw his players under the bus. There you go. The pressure's telling. For Lego Ed. See how he copes with it at the weekend when he's got Big Eagle's shadow all over him. We'll have some of that. Did you hear about the TIFO for this? Yeah. Don't know what it's going to say. Yeah, it will be spectacular. Yeah, and stuff like that, Steve, is what we was talking about the other day. You know, I should have. There's loads of stuff that they can do, Steve, to improve that atmosphere in that ground, as in, I don't know, a hole noise for longer periods of the game. For me, when I went, there's too many lulls. There's too many lulls when it's quiet. You know, this weekend, that needs to be banging in there. Absolutely banging. 60,000 make the noise of 80,000, 100,000. Give it your everything. Even if it starts to go wrong, you know, give it everything. Get behind the lads, get behind the manager, because this is a big game. If we can get something from it, it don't help them. Even if it's a draw, it don't help them, and a point helps us. 3 points is better, and they get nothing. But let's see if we can get something from it, and that'll be a result in itself. Because 95% of people have said we won't get anything from it before the Wolves game. But also at the same time, I feel like every day that this Eagles here and the new interim manager, I feel like there's almost a bit of positivity going on. So let's see. Our manager seems to be saying all the right things in his interviews and that. So let's see what happens. So, our blokes saying the right things, and it looks like Arteta's saying the wrong things. Man management and all that, we'll see. Maro says, really tried to get on the calling shows this week, but was held back by work. We'll try next time. Yeah, keep an eye out, Mario. You're more than welcome, mate. As you know, you're more than welcome. Keep spreading this show out, everyone. Get it out on your socials if you can. If you're on any other socials, get the show out there. Bang that sub, back that like, and hype and comment. Get your comments in afterwards. We'll always try and get back to you. And if you know how this hype thing works, then do that as well, because that pushes us out there to other people, and we get new viewers in, hopefully. Big up, Billy. Someone on AFTV blame the weather, getting their excuses in already. Yeah. Aye. That's Lee got today for his breakfast at work. Stuffing my face with hot cross buns with Marmite. Oh, Lee, I love Marmite. I don't know about on an hot cross bun, but I don't know. Bit of Marmite toast. Don't mind that. Joey's in. Do. Big up, Joe. Big up, mate. Ghosted's in. Big up to you, mate. Big up to you. I'm personally not interested only what Spurs contributors. I'm not interested in Woolwich and Never. Yeah, it was just to see what the meltdown was like, Dominic. I just like to see, because we're on here, I like to see our other fans, because all season it's been, we're winning it easy, everything, and it's all coming back and getting tight again now. Seems like it's as tight as the top as it is down the bottom. Yeah. Ellie says, I did that Bueno TikTok vid, Mark, the chocolate bar Bueno. I had to do a send up. Yeah, I see it, Ellie. I see it. Here we go. Lee's in. Time to go to war with the Woolwich to derail their season. Get stuck in. if they ain't up for this now, I'll tell you, after that last night. Let's hope so, Joe. Let's hope they are gone, mate. Yeah, it'd be mad if they were still here, to be fair, Joey, wouldn't it? Be mad. Wembers is in again, YouTube member. If nothing else, last night's show, we certainly can't take 3 points for granted when we go to Molineux. And why wasn't Jesus sent off after the final whistle? You'll have to tell me about it, because I don't know what happened. No one was talking about that, to be honest, Wembers. There was such a meltdown going on from the 93rd or 4th minute equaliser, whatever it was, for Wolves last night, that I didn't see anyone, in the half hour that I was on there talking about that. It was just all about drawing and losing more points, and we're bottling it. And, Arteta's shit. He ain't got the mentality. Get him out and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. But big up to you, Wembers. Ellie's in again. That goal by Bueno was a peach. Absolutely. Get in there. The old Kinder Bueno. Fair play, Dominic. Fair play. But as a content creator, I have to go and have a look so we can talk about these things. All leads up to the game at the weekend. And yeah, I get you. And like someone said earlier, it's all about us. Let's see what we do. Yeah, agreed with that as well. But it's always interesting when it's going a bit tits up for them. You know what I mean? Especially when we've got a game coming up together. Makes it all the more spicy. Is that the right word? Spicy. Yeah. As they played a blinder against Wigan, says Finn. And then Arteta made the decision to bench him for last night's game. No comment, Finn. Kevin says, I slept better last night. Funny that. Oh, dear. 2 wins in 7 from the scum, says Ellie. Yeah, agree with this, Joey. Agree with this. Yeah, expecting a result. If we get one, great. But it won't stop us. It won't be us stopping them winning the title, that's for sure. Yeah, I get that, Joe. I get what you're saying. We shouldn't get too carried away as such. And are we going to win now because they've drew to Wolves and Brentford? I don't think it will be nowhere near as easy as that. But, I think in some sort of strange way, it just gives us another fillip, if you like, another lift. And I'm sure that the manager will be letting the players know, look, Brentford, Wolves, they've nicked points off of them. What stops you getting points off of them? I'm sure he'll be going at it from that angle. But, yeah, we shouldn't expect it, Joey. It's going to be a very difficult game, to be fair. I'm still 1-1. I'm 1-1 with it, and I will stick with that. Adam's in. Big up, Adam. They don't like it up them. Let's turn up that atmosphere on Sunday and watch the pressure get to them. Very possibly, mate. Well, yeah, we have to turn the heat up in the ground on Sunday. I mean, I'm not there, but I'll be turning the heat up in the watch along here. And I'm sure you lot will be having it at the stadium. So I wouldn't expect any less, Adam, to be fair. Mr. T's in, Mark Army. Good morning, mate, to you. Hope you're well. Be up, Mark. Leslie, morning, folks. Why was Gabriel Jesus not in bother or facing suspension for his actions? I can't comment, Les. I didn't do it. Haven't seen it yet. I was streaming, mate. But I will catch up with it all today. But who knows? Who knows, mate? Who knows? A draw is a loss for them. Yeah, I think now that they know they've got to just win now. More points dropped for them is not good. Whether it's like Joe says, a draw and they drop another couple of points. But yeah, the wobble's on, isn't it? The wobble's on. It's up to us to keep the wobble going for them. Lady said, Joey, can you not get a red card if the game is finished? As far as I always knew, Leslie, if the players were still on the pitch and the referee was on the pitch, even though the whistle was gone, he can still brandish cards. As far as I remember, I don't know if it's changed now, but I've been in a game before where the final whistle's gone and the ref sent someone off for something stupid after the final whistle. But perhaps it's changed now. I'm not too sure. There you go. Guys going out for his jog. He's mad. Got me in his ear holes. But there you go. Happy jog, guy. Take it easy, mate. And big up to you, guy. Big up. Andy Lester's in. Big up, Andy. Morning all. YouTube member. Let's see how much bottle the scum really have on Sunday. Yeah, it's just got to stir it up a bit, Andy, ain't you? You know what? If the boot was on the other foot, mate, they would be, wouldn't they? Do you know what I mean? Being called all sorts now. Well, we are, but you know what I mean. Scott says Vegemite on toast is great. Never had it, Scott. Never had it, to be honest with you. I like Marmite, so I'll just stick with that. Yeah, is that meant to be Richie, that one? Ricky is Marmite. Richie is Marmite. He's either loved or hated, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're talking to each other. I'm all for the banter, says Queen Ellie. And posted so many other TikToks, Dominic. We have to give it to them. It's our duty. To be fair, I'm all up for a bit of banter. Do you know what I mean? When it's either way, you know, if it's Tottenham not doing so well, and you've got to give a bit of banter. It's all part of being a football fan. Dominic, I get where you're coming from, though. You're only worried about us. But yeah, I'm up for a bit of banter, to be fair. I'm up for a bit of banter. If you haven't seen it yet, Dan Alistair's clipped up a little not very long clip of me with my Igor impression on instant Spurs last night, the rallying cry. So I don't know what it is, 15 seconds, something like that. If you ain't seen that. Apparently, I had all the voices of Europe in my Igor impression. But there you go. It was my rallying cry as Igor last night. It was quite funny, to be fair. It was all right. It was all right. Yeah, Ellie says I'm all for the banter and posted. Yeah, so many TikToks. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen them, Ellie. I've seen loads of stuff, even on YouTube, that you post very regularly. Perhaps it's just us oldies, Ellie. Do you know what I mean with the band? So you know, a lot of people don't like it. To be fair, a lot of people don't like it, and I don't really get too involved in it. But you know, this will be biblical if they bottle it again, won't it? It'll be biblical. It's like they've got the fear of God in them now, isn't it? The fear of God. But it is what it is. We'll see at the weekend. Well, I'm so looking forward to it. I've got to tell you, I was, you know, probably a week ago, I was like, I'm not sure here, you know, because the players were struggling, confidence. But this week, with Arsenal struggling in a couple of games, the positivity coming out from Igor and his comments, all that sort of stuff, and you know, the bit of bants now. Listen, like I say, at the end of the day, when the boot's on the other foot, they're quite happy to give it, right? So they've got to be able to take a little bit of it. It's the process, isn't it? You know. Queen Ellie says, Arteta is weak. Can't wait like you for Igor to squeeze his hand and show him who's the man. Shake him up and down, Ellie. Oh, dear. Steve said they've played 3 games in 7 days. They hope we'll have nothing left in them on Sunday. Well, they're going to have to find something, Steve, aren't they? You know, like we've got to find something. So it's all turning out. It could be a bit of a lively game, to be fair. And I am still trying to remember we've only got 14 or 15 players, whatever it is. Porro and Richie might be back. But again, they're probably not going to be match fit. But we've got what we've got, and we take it to them, don't we? What else can we do? You know, definitely, this is another for me. For me, these boys there should be another pick me up now for them. For me, anyway, after that result last night. Kev says Vegemite is the nuts. Tell you what I'll do, Kev. I'll get a little jar of it. See what it's like. I'll see what it's like, mate. I'll have a look. Guy says, "Oh yeah, I'm all up for trolling the filth online. This has been a generational head loss from the filth fans. My girlfriend is a filth supporter. She refused to come see me yesterday." Oh dear. Big up, Dave. You know what he says. Laugh out loud. Big up, mate. Andy Lester, legend. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Super sticker from Andy. Nice one, mate. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate it. Don't forget, people, hit the sub, hit the like, hype, and comment, please. If you're enjoying the show, obviously. If you're enjoying the show, get your comments in now in the chat. Steve says, totally agree, Mark. Last week I was fearful, but a week in football is a long time, and I'm feeling more confident about Sunday now. It's true, Steve, isn't it? You know, events happen during the week sometimes, and it just gives you a bit of a pick-me-up, doesn't it? And, you know, let's see if the players feel the same at the end of the day. Bergvall isn't far away. Let's hope not, Andy, because we need every player that's available, mate. Everyone that's available. Figginshill 87 says, Vegemite is horrid. Well, I'm going to get a little one, you know, one of them little jars. And I'm going to try it and see what it's like. Yeah, cheers, Andy. Nice one, mate. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate it. We'll get back to that one at the end. Joey says, big up, Joe. They are already trying to cheat. Trossard was a concussion sub to waste time. They are trying to say it wasn't concussion, so he's available for the weekend. So, but he's come on as a concussion sub, hasn't he? So you can't have it both ways. It's either a concussion sub and you miss the next game, or it's not. So surely if it's a concussion sub, that player then should not be available. On Sunday, there's a certain amount of time that they've got to go off, innit? Put me straight, people. I thought that concussion sub, if that player went off with concussion, then they're sort of out for a week. Can't make your own rules up, can you? Rules are rule, innit? Morning, Colin. Morning to you, sir. The scum 3 weeks in 8. The pressure's on them. Yeah. It's turning, Colin, isn't it? It's turning. You know, whereas they could maybe have come and got a draw without those 2 dodgy results. You know, yeah, they need a win now. They're under the pressure as well, mate. They're under the pressure. Vegemite and Marmite, I've had them both. Dominic says Marmite for me all day. I've got to say, Dom, I love Marmite. I don't have it every day, but I do love Marmite. As they say, it's a love it or hate it taste, isn't it? But I like it. I think it's nice. But not too much of it. You know, a lot of people layer it on like peanut butter. I can't eat it like that. I just sort of bit on the knife and dot it about and spread it. But it is nice. I'll speak to Mark, Andy. It won't be a members show yet, but it'll be because there's not enough members. But we'll do a call-in show. I'll have to speak to Mark because he's at work, but we'll try and do something before Sunday, Andy, if we can. You know, if it's not just the members, it'll be a call-in show, and all you members are more than welcome to come on. But hit your bell, Andy, and you know, obviously, if we do another show before that, we'll let you know. But yeah, Mark, I'll have to speak with Mark and see what's what. But I just can't do it at the moment because he's at work, mate. So, but I'll get back to you, Andy. We'll sort something out, mate. We'll sort something out. There you go. Vegemite is a milder, less intense Marmite. Fair plate, suit measure. Big up to you, fella. Hope you're well. Phil's in. Big up to you, Phil. Says, big up to Cookmeister and everyone in chat. Does anyone hear the sounds of John Williams' Jaws? I can do that, Phil. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. How's that feel? My little impression. Yeah, I thought it was a week, 10 days, whatever it is. But, you know, if they've used that, the ref would have put that down, concussion sub-used. So whoever it was, whether it's Trossard or whoever, they're out, mate. Or they should be. And if they're in the squad, Spurs should be questioning it. Again, I'm sure they would if the boot was on the other foot. So we'll see. Yeah, Steve's coming as well. Yep, 10 days. Bergvall missed 2 weeks for coming off with concussion. There you go. There you go. Phil says hit the like, hype and subscribe. Absolutely. Please do. Please do. Joe says Vegemite on toast is good, but not too thick, nice and light. People try it for the first time and put it on too thick and complain it's too salty. Yeah. I'll get a little jar. I'll try it, Joe. But you're all saying don't cake it on, just a little bit, yeah. All right, I'll have a go at. Anthony, morning to you. Top Gooner in the house. I hope you're well, mate. What's your thoughts on last night, Anthony? You know, obviously you've put on there. I'm not surprised. I don't know, Anthony. You know, you came on the other night on the Arsenal fan calling show, and you said you want better players. You want better players, and I think you want a better manager. To be fair, because something's a bit wrong there, isn't it, mate? It's the same thing, isn't it? All the time. At some stage, you know, it seems like your arse is falling out. I don't know. Is it the manager? Is it certain players? To me, it's the manager. How many chances has he got to have? But if you don't win something this year, surely he's got to go, Anthony. He's got to go. I can't believe that you've held on to him for so long. I had so many chances to out him and get a top manager in to get you over the line. But it is what it is, mate. It is. It's not my money. It's old Josh's. He's spending it. And he's obviously got the faith in Arteta for whatever reason. That's what he sees. So keep spending, keep losing, mate. Sorry to be, you know, but it's what it is. But it makes the game very interesting at the weekend. The arse are allowed to because they're arse. Yeah. Yeah, we'll sort it, Andy. We'll sort it out, mate. We'll try and get something done before the game. You know, get some more opinions on it. Because as the week goes on, other things unfold. We can talk about it. Definitely. Kev says, from our previous managers, who would be best equipped to keep us safe this season? From our previous managers, Harry would keep us up. Just trying to think of managers and that would do the job for us. I think Harry would keep us up, definitely. I'll put all my pennies on Harry. To be honest with you, Kevin, I think he'd get us out of it. If it was him that was in now and he was 10 years younger, yeah, and he could get about a bit more. I'm not saying he can't get about now, but, you know, with his age and everything else, if he was 10, 15 years younger, yeah, Harry Redknapp for me to get him out of trouble. But I'm sure there's others that could as well, you know. But I think he's proved to everyone over the years that he can deal with that sort of stuff, Harry. You know, he gets players playing, doesn't he? Big club rules, Colin says. He will probably play on Sunday. Well, Colin, like I say, if it's been noted down, I'll be all over that. I'd be all over it and say, oh, yeah, no. You can't bend the rules when it suits you to fucking waste time, yeah? And then all of a sudden he's all right. No, 10 days. 10 days, bruv. Look at the rules properly. Yeah, big up to Andy Lester and to you, Mark, as well. When Fergie was at United, Joey says, everyone hated United because they were winning everything. But in my long life, I've never known a team so universally hated by every team's fans as Arsenal are. I see a bit of that, Joe, to be fair, but, up where I am up here, we get bantered, Tottenham, so bad, mate. So bad, Joe. But it is what it is, mate. I don't know if it's just a fact of, Spurs fans because it's Arsenal. Yeah, you know what I mean, Joe? But I get where you're coming from, other fans, around the country and probably around the world as well that for just don't get on with Arsenal fans. I think, we're very reactive fans, Joe. Do you know what I mean? Tottenham. But I'm sure you watched last night, right? And they are struggling a little bit, for whatever reason, and they're dropping points. But, they're still there. They're still top. Yeah, they've played a game extra. They might not be top come the weekend. But they're still there. They're still fighting. They are, doing the biblical, 7. How many? What's the biggest points lead they've had this season? Is it 7 or 8? 7, 9? I don't know. Dominic says Anthony wants better players. Yeah, he was on the other night, Dominic. It's true, and I'm not gonna. You can go back, watch the stream. Anthony and Angus were on, and there's players in his squad that he feels should be upgraded, even though they've got a magnificent squad. We look at it from the outside and go, and there's 2 11s there. And that's the sort of thing that I want at Tottenham. But Anthony is probably as a massive as Arsenal fan as we are Tottenham fans, and he just wants better, Dom. He just wants better. As good as what they've got, he wants better. For argument's sake, yeah. And I hope you don't mind me quoting me. He said on the show the other night, he don't like Zubimendi. He just doesn't like him. He said all he does for him is just sideways, backwards, and he's not keen on him. It's just an example. I'm sure there's other players as well. I don't want to sit here and say that Anthony said this and Anthony said that, but I know that he definitely said about Zubimendi because I asked him the question. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that, Dom. Wanting your squad to be better all the time, because it's proving to him now that something is missing. Because they're not going on and winning the league by 7, 9 points, whatever. Because for me, what they've got, they should be winning the league. I said to Angus earlier in the season, when the season started, you're set up now. For me, they had like virtually everything. They had the squad numbers, good players, and as long as it was right up here, why shouldn't they go out winning most weeks? Because they've got the squad that, they've built it. But I see where Anthony's coming from, Dominic. I see it. I see where he's coming from. He always wants to upgrade. He always wants better players. And that's fair enough. I would never moan about that if Tottenham were in that position, and we had Arsenal's squad now. I'd still want better. But that's just me. Big up, Anthony, anyway. Big up to you, and big up to you, Dom. Big up, mate. Unfortunately, mate, yeah, I think we are as well, Joe. The reactions to a draw. It's not even if they've lost. But, yeah, it is. you know, to coin the phrase, it's biblical, isn't it? It's like, you know, the amount of comments I saw last night in the chat, we're getting done by Spurs now. You know, Spurs will beat us. They're better than us. Loads of comments I saw last night. We're on the floor. How are we going to win at Spurs? We obviously don't know about our own form, do you? Everyone beats us at home. Everyone. But you may be the first not to, or one of them. You never know. You never know. Yeah, they do. They do, Joey. They do. You know, they've got a proper 22, 25-man squad, whatever it is, and they could have 11 out and still field a very good side. A very good side that would beat most. They've got quality throughout their squad. But I do see, you know, Anthony's not a kid by any stretch of the imagination, you know. And he just always wants better for his team. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, personally. But I do agree with you. They have got very good players. They've got a very good squad. Probably, you know, the best in the country, to be fair. And, you know, from these winning positions, they should be pushing on it and pulling further away. But for whatever reason, they're not. And it gives us a bit of hope for the weekend at the end of the day. Yeah, Mark, I hated United even worse than Arsenal in the 90s. Just because they were so good, mate, wasn't it? You know, they just win everything. But Finn says it's Man City's to lose now. If they win every game, they win the title. And they're always at their best in the closing stages of the season. But again, Finn, you go on City channels. I tune into LB now and again, just because he's sensible bloke, has sensible guests on, you know. And they were saying in his chat last night something about Silva and is it O'Reilly were centre midfield, and you know how we winning titles with that midfield. But I thought he was a left back, Nico O'Reilly. But anyway, you know they have lost a few important players. But, you know, can Pep lift them and get them on a, like Finn says, 12-game winning run to go and win the league? Because it is, you know, 85, 90% in their hands now. I'm sure they won't win every game. They might have a draw or cut the draws or whatever. But, you know, the way Arsenal are going at the moment, they're going to drop points as well. Or continue to drop points, I should say. Not a lot of clubs like Spurs, to be honest, and I'm not sure why. No, I don't know, mate. I can't answer that, Andy. I don't know. I really don't know. Anthony's just asking Dominic, what's wrong with wanting better players? Fair play. Yeah, and by the way, Dom, I'm not having a go at you, mate. I'm not having a go at you in the slightest, right? But I think you should always want better. You should always strive to be better. Yeah, and if clubs have got the money to go and buy these players, go and buy them. If they're happy to pay their wages, you know, and they're the top players, go and do it. Go and do it. It is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, I hate to say it, George Graham. Yeah. I didn't go back that far. I was sort of looking at more recent managers in my head, Colin. But yeah, George Graham, he knew how to keep teams out. The famous 1-0 George Graham. If Arsenal fancy a change of manager, they could always go for Frank. He'll bring his own cup. Yeah, absolutely, Kev. Absolutely. There you go. And he said it's the top gooners that are the delusional ones, Mark. I'm not a top gooner. Yeah, fair play, mate. Fair play. 7, Mark. Right, yeah, fair play, Anthony. Fair play, mate. Benji says, morning, Cookie. Is 2 draws really bottling it? Mate, is it? I don't know. But it just gives Benji more of a semblance of hope for Spurs going into the weekend. As far as bottling it concerned, is his 2 draws really bottling it? Well, at the end of the day, it's put Man City in charge again, isn't it? It's in Man City's court bench. And the way I look at it is that when you're 7 points clear, which is, 3 wins basically, and then if you're 9 points clear, you're needing 4 wins or, 3 wins and a draw better to catch. And I just think with Arsenal's squad, with what they've got, when they get, I'm saying 7 points, with the squad that they've got, as good as Man City are, and I don't think they're as good as what they were when they had the De Bruyne's and players like that. But we need to add to it at the weekend bench. That's just the point I'm trying to get over now, is that Brentford have shown, that if you have a go at Arsenal, they don't like it. Wolves have fought to the end last night, and however it's come along, they've nicked a draw. I think someone put down there either 2 in 7 or 3 in 8. We'll see, Benj. We'll see. It's just that we've seen it, and Arsenal fans have seen it so many times before that it looks like that they are. They was in prime position, mate. How many points do they need to be in front to go and win the league? They might still do it. Just coming at it from another angle a little bit, Benji. That's all, mate. That's all. You to be fair, Benji, on some of these channels last night, you'd have thought it was the end of the world, mate. Honestly, you really would have done. It was mad. Yeah. Fair play, Dom. Fair play. Yeah, you two have a chat about it. Why not? Get into it. Guys saying, no, I don't think the Phil squad are as strong as people say. Zubi-Doo crap. Calafiori crap. Norgard ooh. People wipe up the filth to Evan. Best team in Europe, my arse, he says. Fair play, guy. Fair play. It's I just think their squad's like, I just think it's full up, and when they're all playing well, I know you said last night, Guy, that Zubimendi weren't your cup of tea. To be honest with you, I quite like him, but I just think that maybe he's not given license to do what he could do at Sociedad. I don't know, but I still think they're all very good players in their own right, Guy. But as I always say, everyone's entitled to their opinion. And I'm not always right, and I'm not right a lot of the time by any stretch of the imagination. But fair play. Wembley says, who on earth within our useless hierarchy be even aware of any such potential situation with Trossard? Well, I am, and I'm telling them now. So send a message in, send an email in, Wembers. All right, don't forget Trossard went off of a concussion. That's all you'll have to put. 10 days, is it? That'll do. They'll get a message. I'll let you deal with that, Wembers. You're probably a lot better on email than me. Get it over to the Spurs, mate. They'll be too busy and concerned with counting their money. Probably. But let's hope they've got their head in the right space for this weekend, at least, Wembley. Sod the money, mate, this weekend. It's more than about that. Big up to you, mate. Colin says it's their arrogance that's their downfall. Possibly, Colin. Possibly, mate. There's lots of factors, isn't there, that can plague teams, I suppose. Don't know if plague's the right word, but you only need to start a few bits going wrong, an injury there, and so on. Yeah. Fair play. Here we go. Anthony's in again. Mark, I said Saka, Martinelli, Madueke, Jesus, Gorkarez, Trossard, Havertz are not good enough. And Zumamendi's lightweight. That's right. I remember you saying about being lightweight, yeah. And when he's under pressure, loses the ball way too much. Anthony, you watch him, mate. Every week. Like I watch Spurs every week. Fair play, mate. If that's what you see, that's fine. You're watching them, fella. A lot more than what we are, I suppose. I don't know. You've got your eyes down like we do on our players. But for me, even if some of these weren't first teamers, and I've got to ask this question, Anthony. Why does he not play Gyökeres more regularly? What is it about him that he almost don't like playing a centre forward? I don't get it, mate. I don't get it. You spent whatever it was on him. What was it, 90 million or something? Gyökeres, play him. He's there to score goals. And if you don't score goals, then what can you do? You need goals at the end of the day. You need to win games, so play your strikers. But that's down to Arteta at the end of the day, isn't it? Because it seems like 1 week Gyökeres is in, then he's out for a couple, then he's in again. I don't know. Madness to me, but, paid all this money for players. Play them, let them hit their rhythm. You soon find out if they're not good enough, wouldn't you? This is true as well. Yeah, Chelsea get rid of players after a short period of time now to upgrade. Madueke, Dewsbury, now Delap, likely to leave in the summer. It hasn't worked out for him, has it? Liam Delap at Chelsea, and sometimes it don't. But he could go, back to an Ipswich or another Premier League club and take off. You saw it with Mo Salah, didn't you? Just as an example, look at him at Chelsea. And then he's gone away, come back to Liverpool and be an absolute sensation for him for years. It does happen. Sometimes it's about finding that right player that suits your club best. Where am I? Where have I gone? Have I pressed something that I shouldn't have done? Yeah, I'll find it. Bear with me. There we are. Ghosted said, City will win the league. I don't even think Arsenal will win a trophy. Well, they're still in 4, aren't they? They're still in 4. Ghosted. Who knows? Who knows? And one thing I will say, Ghosted, is that City are in all 4 as well. So it's just not Arsenal that are going for the unprecedented quad. It's City as well. So it ain't all just about the Arsenal. City are up for the quad as well. There you go. Don't concept like Spurs always strive to be better. Yeah, of course, Phil. Of course. You've got to, haven't you? I don't think there's ever a scenario where you think we couldn't get someone else. We need someone else there. Yeah, if you want to win football matches at the end of the day and you want to be the best, you need to buy a lot of very good players. And for me, over the last 5 years, I've got to be honest, Anthony, I've watched Arsenal build a squad, and it's very difficult to build, the size of the squads like Arsenal have built. And I've got no thingy, Anthony, that, you might have a little drop off with some of the players, that are in your squad. But, you've got the best part of a very good 18, 19 with some excellent players in there. And then, you might have the little drop off a little bit to the 25, but it's still a damn sight better than, what Tottenham have got. But all you can do is keep building at the end of the day. I'm sure in the summer, you never know. He might get the boot this if you don't win it this year. But I'm sure Arsenal will strengthen again. Especially if they don't win it. They'll strengthen again. but probably you have a different manager. I would have thought. I can't believe they're going to give him another year if he don't get it over the line again. F. Sanksin, big up to you, mate. Good morning, Cookie. It's happened again. It's happened again. We'll see, mate. It started to. Let's see what happens at the weekend. Hopefully, we can get something out of it. Daniel's in. Big up to you. Daniel, morning, mate. Morning to you. Hope you're well. Draws kill title charges. Yes, drawing games is bottling it. There you go from Guy. He says they're bottling it. For me, it could be the start of the bottle. Who knows? Who knows? F. Sank saying, Arsenal hit form far too early and they're on a downward spiral, yeah? Well, they haven't gone down yet, but the forms took a bit of an hit, F. Sank, and I'm sure they're in the changing room after both those games going, what the bloody hell's just gone on out there? I just think because they've done it so many times now, they've been in positions and very good positions to go and win this league. And, it just almost feels like it's happening again. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see, if that mentality is in there for Arsenal. Are they the team that's got the mentality to get over these blips and now go on a run themselves to the end of the season? Because that's what good teams do. That's what they do. They will have a blip. They will start bottling it. But the good teams find their form again in one way, shape or form. I don't think anyone expects Arsenal to go on a shocking losing run and for the rest of the season. I'm sure their form will pick up again. Let's just make sure it's after this weekend. Put another dagger in. Brentford have put a little dagger in. Wolves have pushed it in a bit further. We need to get a fresh knife and get it in there. Not in real terms, by the way. I'm not talking about in real terms, just metaphorically speaking. Yeah, Finn, Woolwich says, Woolwich have only won 3 of their last 8 Prem games. Whichever way you cut it, that is not winning title numbers. Yeah, they've got to get back on it, Finn, haven't they? If they want to do the biz at the end of the day, mate. They need to beat City and they just need to go on a mega run, which, they're capable of doing. We've seen them do it before. And by the way, I'm not bumming this lot up. I don't want them to win the league. But the point I'm getting across is with what they've got now and City have fell off a little bit, since De Bruyne has gone. They have had some strange results, City. But, for me, Arsenal should be winning the league. I said that at the beginning of the season. Again, Angus spoke to Angus, said to him, look, mate, if you don't win the league now, there's something wrong. But he wants Arteta out. I don't think Anthony likes Arteta too much. Can't speak for anyone else because these lads are in our chats, which is fine. Welcome anybody. Leslie says a gooner was on TalkSport last night after the game and was arguing with Jason Cundy saying, how can you call us bottlers when Liverpool were the favourites at the start of the season? Well, how many times have Arsenal got to be in that position and keep giving it up? I mean, I love it, mate. I love it personally. I love to see it because it just shows me it's just not our club that goes wrong. But I'd still rather be in their position than where we are now in the Premier League. To me, it's just another reason for our lads to get up for this. Well, they shouldn't need getting up for it, but big Big up, Les. Big up, mate. Anthony's right. Ghosted says their forward line is not good enough. Bayern, PSG, Madrid, Barca, City, Liverpool all have better forward lines, in my opinion. Big up to you, Ghosted. Big up to you. Nice to see you all having a little chat between yourselves as well. Yeah, that's what it's all about. You know, why not? Why not talk about it in the chat? You know, I could see Anthony, Dominic, Ghosted making comments about, you know, what they think about what's going on with Arsenal, and fair play as usual. Be nice. I don't think anyone hasn't been from what I've seen, but be nice, friendly chat, and get your points across to each other. Why not? Why not? Big up to you, Ghosted. Phil's coming out here. He said the point is Arsenal aren't as good as they think they are. It's about realism, and sometimes people come back to earth. Yeah, Phil. I just like their squad. I think they had the best squad, Phil. Yeah, and you know, when you look at Spurs' problems this year with injuries, I would look at that Arsenal squad, you know, and feel that, you know, if they did have a lot of injuries, and I know there's certain key players in every team that are very difficult to have that level in your squad as a replacement. But I feel that, you know, I don't know that I'd say Arsenal have done the best that they can to get the best players in, but I still think they've assembled probably the best squad in the league. But would anyone agree or disagree with that? How many times have they got to go 7, 9, 12 points clear and not win it? To me, that tells me there's something wrong somewhere. Is it the squad for Arsenal, or is it the manager? That's up to them to sort out. When Arteta leaves Arsenal, Joe says, probably at the end of the season, I can see him taking over from Moyes. Laugh, laugh. He might go Spain or something, mightn't he? I don't know. I don't follow them close enough to see what they're up to. You know, when it starts getting nearer to the North London derby, I sort of take a bit more interest in the opposition. Maybe I should take more interest. It'll probably help me out with me watch-alongs and stuff like that, but I probably will. I'm just concentrating on this weekend, to be honest with you. But big up to everyone. Big up, Joe. Phil says Arteta looks like he didn't want Gyökeres and maybe wanted Sesko. Maybe, Phil. Who knows, mate? Morning, Cookie in the chat, says Drewler. Big up to you, Drewler. Hope you're well. Joe saying Dewsbury Hall has been very good for Everton this season. Fair play, mate. I haven't watched a lot of Everton, to be fair, Joe. Yeah. De Bruyne was at Chelsea. Rubbish, wasn't he? Couldn't get on at all there. And then, you know, he's ended up at City further down the line. What a player. What a player. You know, and this is what I say to you about square pegs, round holes, round peg, round holes. You know, if you get, and I'm not talking about De Bruyne's level, but even as example, right? You let Kevin De Bruyne do his thing, right? And that not necessarily, he'll obviously have duties when they haven't got the ball and that sort of stuff. But when they've got the ball, let him do his thing. He's a magician. So some of them passes that, you know, he never even looked up, and he had bent one behind the back line into a running Haaland, stuff like that. You know, it's vision, and, you know, very good player, Kevin De Bruyne, very good player. You know, I loved him, to be fair. Still do, but, you know, he's very good. Gyökeres was a better signing, says Anthony. I don't know, mate. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they're up to, Anthony. in that respect. I don't know. Is it a case of, and I'm punting in the dark a bit here. How is your English player thing? You know, as regards to your squad, you've got plenty of English in there. Homegrown, that's the word I'm looking for. Homegrown. Perhaps they just like buying off Chelsea, Anthony. I don't know, mate. I don't want to sit here and speculate on stuff that I don't know anything about. I do enough of that with Spurs. Arteta's doing just fine, Leslie says, and long may it continue. Long may it continue. Absolutely. Ghosty said they'll crumble after the Carabao Cup final. Possibly. Could go the other way, Ghosted, and something happens, they get a lift again and away they go. Strange things happen in football, Ghosted, you know, probably. Do you know what I mean? It's a strange old game, football. What are you saying there, Anthony? Who will lose to us and Chelsea? I reckon they either smash us on Sunday or we nick the game by a goal. I don't see a draw. I've gone 1-1, Ghosted, to be fair. I hope we score first. I hope we score first, mate. I really do, because I don't want them scoring in the first 5-10 minutes and it all goes down the shit house, mate. You know, I don't want that. Raymond's in. Big up to Raymond. Hi, Cookie. How are you? Tudor is appointed as the manager of Tottenham. Hot Spurs now. And Tudor should sign players in the summer transfer window, please. Ray, you know, it as it stands at the moment, it don't look like he's going to stay any further than the end of the season. 31st of May his contract runs to. And then the new season officially begins on the 1st of June. That's when, you know, contracts start again and stuff like that. So he's not going to be able to buy anyone, Ray. You know, he's got what he's got at the end of the day. And he's got to deal with it. Same as Arteta's got to deal with whatever he's got to deal with. Eagle's got to deal with what he's got to deal with. And prepare your team. Prepare them to go out there and fight for every ball. That's all you can do. Get in amongst them. You know, they've got that in the back of their head now. Yeah, we've drew to Brentford, we've drew to Wolves. They could come out with that in their head. Look, we can't drop any more points now. Let's go, lads. You know, and it could be like that. Little things change stuff massively. If a team at the top of the league only scrapes a draw against the bottom side after being 2 goals up, then that is bottling it, in my opinion. Oh, yeah, the game last night was definitely a bottle job, mate, wasn't it? Definitely a bottle job, that, against Wolves. Yeah, for me, that is. You've got to be beating Wolves. Yeah. Don't be surprised. Nah, I can't see that, to be fair. Phil says you can see it in the way Arsenal go forward, Anthony. Arteta wanted a finisher who can run the channel behind the last man rather than a target man. Yeah. Rob Belch is in. Big up, Rob. By Sunday evening, we'll know where Spurs and Arsenal are really at. A point is no good for Woolwich, whereas at least a point for us, and the troops are well on their way. So, yeah, agree with that, Rob. You know, a draw, it knackers them. Yeah, and it's a point that we didn't expect to get. So I'll take that all day. You know, I think if we manage to get a win against them on Sunday, it's a massive big deal for Man City. That, you know, in regards to the league. You know, I don't really give a toss what City are doing at the end of the day. You know, it's about Spurs now. Go and get the points. It doesn't matter who it affects, what it affects. Yeah, as regards to anyone else. go out, try and win the game. If you can't win the game, get a point, get something, and show up for 90 minutes. Joe, if you don't mind, I'm not going to bring that up because I don't want to get into politics and shit like that. I'm not, I've got my own thingy about that. And if I get going on it, mate, I won't stop, and I'll probably get myself demonetized and thrown off YouTube. So, yeah, but big up, Joe, for your comment there. Ben's in, only one mark again. This bad advertising, it is great. Look, Ben, what can I do if it's going to work? What can I do? The geezer's got to earn a living. And Ben, you know what it's like. I'm here. I'm up for it. And, when Mark's about, he'll be here. But I know you're only pulling the leg, mate. So you're all right, Ben. I hope you're well, mate. By the way, Ben, and everything's all right with your dad. Yeah? Because I know you had a bit of grief the other night and a long night. So I hope everything's all right, fella. Big up to Michelle. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, Michelle. Over 50 of you in here. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. We're not going to go for too much longer today because I think I'm going to get it in the ear roll from the missus if I sit in here for 3 hours again. Got bits to do today. So, yeah, we'll keep going for a bit, though. Stuart says, basic defending error last night. Goalie never claimed the ball. City wins Saturday and we do 2 on Sunday. Then we look safer and Pep has a shot at the title. I'd love it. I think we all would, mate. Cheers, Joe. Cheers, mate. Yeah. It just, you know what it's like, mate. You know what it's like. Goes to work and drinks a Costa. Is that lit, Ben? I've been on to him about making a flask. I don't want to dig him out too much. You know? But I have said to him, Mark, you go to work every day, man. Make your flask in the morning. Keep yourself on them big things. Surely even drinking out of a flask is better than drinking Costa, Ben, isn't it? Or perhaps he should be on the blower to you, mate, and order some coffee. Then he can make it himself again in the morning then, can't he? There you go. I know you're only pulling his leg, mate. There you go, mate. If he's got to go to work, he's got to go to work, Finn, isn't he? I'm sure he'll be on. Tomorrow, Saturday, we'll have the Fab 3 on Sunday morning, pre-match show. I'm sure we'll do something Saturday night. We'll be on it more than likely. And we've got, I don't know if we're going to do anything tonight, but we'll be back in the morning anyway, definitely. We'll see what goes on later and if anything comes out. And yeah, we'll get on it, obviously. But again, like I say to you all, make sure your bells are on, your notification bells. Because, most of the time we do plan for shows, but every so often, like today, we haven't got anything planned. Mark's at work. He won't be home till whatever, 5, 6 o'clock. He'll ring me. We'll speak to Nigel, whatever. Do we want to do anything? Is there stuff to talk about? And we go from there, But we're definitely on in the morning. Definitely on in the morning. Sack the sheriff, down with Costa. You tell him, Ben. You tell him. That's the one, a massive flask. Excuse me, Phil. The big old tall insulated ones, the metal ones. Big up, Chops. See, I thought you might be in, so I left the ticker off, mate. I left the ticker off for you. Happy days, Choppy. Nice to see you. Yeah, flask on the go, Daniel. Absolutely. You'll have to remortgage the house if you keep going to Costa. Yeah, what is it, 4 notes now for a drink? Something like that. Is it about £4 for a cup of coffee out of one of them machines? I wouldn't know because I don't drink them, but I bet it's not far off. Sammy Uso, the man in the mask. Ben K causing trouble again. Nah, he's not. Phil, behave yourself. Of course he's not. Of course he's not. Right, people, we're going to wrap up today. I want to go and get me stuff done because if I can, I want to get back on later tonight. So we'll go and do the biz up the allotment, do a few bits and tidy up there and do some digging. I've got a greenhouse coming soon. I've got to lay some stones and flatten some bits and pieces out up there. So, yeah, that's where we are. Big up to Andy Lester for the super sticker. Really appreciate it, mate. Top geezer. And what is it? We've got any more comments? Yeah. Choppy says, thanks, Mark. Were you named after Mark Falco? No, I wasn't. I don't know who I was named after, but I just know I'm called Mark. Choppy. So, yeah. The mod father, the cough, putting people in their place. Absolutely. Dominic, cheers, Cookie and the chatties. Nice one, Marky. Absolutely. Sounds like a good day. Dan. Yep, Dan, we'll be back later on with a bit of luck. I'll speak to Mark. Danny, if you're free later and we're up for something, you're more than welcome to jump on, mate. More than welcome. Named after Mr. Skid. Listen, you lot, have a good day. We'll get back to you later on. And as Leslie says, hit the likes, folks, and help the channel grow. Likes Mark's Veg up the allotment. Absolutely. Love to you all. See you soon. And as always, come on, you Spurs. Cookie.